What would you do if you were a head of security but couldn't make a sound when there was an intruder?
I know plenty of guys like that. It's called having a girlfriend or a wife. So get rid of them.
And get ready to make some noise, because here we go! This episode is filmed in front of a studio audience, and it's brought to you by Aguila's Hidaway.
The Lighthouse, keep up!
What up, y'all, and welcome back to the Dumb Podcast. I am your host, Don Dario.
Yo, what up? And I'm Kev The Allstar.
Today on the Ha Ha Hack, we're going to be trying to find our voice in comedy. Kev, what's the weekly topic for this?
The weekly topic today for this week is providing for the family and different roles that we take on.
Yep. And as always, we end it with a little jiggity joke session, so kick back, chillax, and enjoy. Today, we have a very funny guest on this episode. Another one of our fellow comedians. Please help me give it up for comedian Manny Hernandez. Yeah!
Made it. I'm gonna slap the shit out the mic.
Yes, sir.
Aguila's Hidaway off the 10 and fuck. Like, bitch is far.
Yep.
It's like halfway to Blythe.
Blythe,
Dude,
yep.
I'm gonna lose an hour on the way home. I live in Tempe. It's gonna be 9:30 by the time I get mad as shit.
Oh man, well
welcome.
We're
Okay,
Thank you for being here.
And you got here on time.
I got here on time.
You got here early, actually.
That's right. I'm Mexican. We Mexicans, we get here on time.
Right.
We don't mess around.
Did you swim or did you jump any
the
hurdles?
traffic.
Dude, I took that Agua Fria River. That's how far. That's how far out I came out here on the 10. I was like, "There's a river out here! Holy shit! I follow the river to the Hidaway."
I took a nap on the way here so far.
On the freeway.
Yeah, while driving.
I know, and then it's in the desert, and I was like, I got flashbacks to that movie Casino and shit. I got scared. I was like, oh fuck, there's too many holes in this desert. I don't like it.
Right.
You left last week to get here. Dude, well, it's nice to have you here. Thank you for being here.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Really? This segment right here we're about to start is called the Ha Ha Hack. This is where we share our experiences of doing stand-up comedy while we're all in the trenches together.
Right, because we're not quite professionals just yet, but we try to share what we got and what we've gained over the time. So we'll just go from there.
Yep. And today we're going to be talking about finding your voice in comedy. I thought this would be good to have you on, a good topic for you to be on, because I think you found it, man. Like, whenever I watch you on stage, like, you're up there, like, and finding your voice in comedy can mean a lot of different things. It could mean, what do we want to talk about? It could mean what type of comic do we want to be? Is there a message? It could be all kinds of stuff, but Manny, I think you found it, man. Whenever you're up there, like, you're killing it, dude. Congrats.
Thank you.
And I just I wanted to have you on as a guest because I like how you present yourself up there. And the Mexican people, you're funny as fuck, and it's awesome every time I see you, dude.
Thank you. It's nice.
What do you think about what do we like? When we're building our jokes, what we want to talk about? Like, did you ever have any issues starting, like, coming up with what we want to talk about, or did you just talk about anything?
When I got lucky, right off the bat, because, like, I knew this is what I was going to do, like, at 7. So, like, my uncle took me to go see Eddie Murphy Raw as the first movie I ever saw.
Nice.
Right? Like, so, like, I took my kids to go see Thor. My uncle took me to go see Eddie Murphy Raw at 7.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
and,
not all superheroes wear capes,
and,
right?
I know, right? I mean, a black superhero named Eddie Murphy, boy. And so that was it. I went home that night and I was like, that's what I'm going to do.
That's dope.
And like for the next 7 years, from like 7 to 14, I absorbed and soaked comedy.
Really? At 14, really?
From 7 to 14.
Damn.
From 7. Like, I went home that night and I was like, hey, what was Eddie Murphy talking about? He was talking about Richard Pryor. And I would go to the Warehouse on Rule and Broadway behind my mom's church. And I would be I would sneak out of church. At like 8 years old, I would sneak out of church and I would go to the Warehouse and I would look at the comedy tapes.
Wow.
Tapes.
Nice.
And so.
Oh yeah, the Warehouse. Yeah.
But I would just, I love stand up.
So in numbers, how long have you been doing comedy?
I've been performing since I was 14.
Damn.
So 28 years.
So 28
years, I'm 42.
Man. Wow. And you've
so,
probably traveled numbers of states?
I've hit all the states.
Wow, man, that's awesome.
I've played everything. Like Maine, I haven't. Awesome. But yeah, I mean, it's comedy. I started when I was 14. I did that through high school in bars. And then when I was like 18, I finished high school. And like 2 weeks later, I was on a bus to New York.
Dang.
A Greyhound bus. Like 2 weeks after I graduated.
See, that's dedication.
And
you went to New York?
Because I loved it.
Yep.
I love everything about stand-up.
Yeah.
I love the jokes. I love the psychology of it. Because when you break, for me, like, I love when the psychology of a joke.
Right.
Because what's a joke? It's words that we're creating to create an emotional response to a person that we don't even know.
Right.
And they're just there just to be open to laughter.
Right.
Like, it's beautiful.
Yeah. No, and that's
and so it's something that I've always taken seriously, and it's a love.
Yeah.
It's a real love that I've always had for it.
Yeah.
It's an appreciation of it, the words, the different types of comedy. Your clean comedy, your lowbrow comedy. Your high end comedy, your high concepts. I just love all kinds of stand up. I appreciate.
Would you say you're more of a storyteller comic or a one-punch, knockout, like throat comic, the one-liners?
It's a combination because it's a story with a bunch of one-liners in it.
Okay.
Nice.
So I kind of set it up, and then I just kind of go, because all my jokes, I kind of timed it out because I do about 2 jokes a minute. That includes with the laughter.
Pause. Yeah,
okay.
With the laughter.
With the laughter, it's about 2 jokes a minute. So if I'm doing like a 10-minute set, it's about 16 to 18 jokes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Huh. And so, because I had to time it out, because I
it
wanted
took
to
you
know
time to get there though.
Because that's how much I wanted. I'm excited. I'm happy when I'm like in the backyard and I'm just like looking through my jokes. And like legit, I'm like a kid, like playing with their cards, or their X-Men or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like I'm the same way. It's
piecing it together.
I rearrange it.
Yeah,
because I've been doing it so long, and I do so many different types of shows. Because my act, and as we were talking before the show, you saw my folder. I can do Def Jam shows.
Yeah,
but I can also do church shows.
Yeah.
And it's the same act.
That's crazy. So it's the same story, but you just how you adjust the jokes in it or whatever.
You just got to edit. Because, everything's
Clean
funnier if you put the F word in front of it.
Right.
Things are just going to be funnier if you put F in front of it.
I found it to be the opposite. I mean, okay, yeah, it hits harder a little bit, right, depending on where you are. But when I started taking the bad words out, like, I thought the joke was better. I don't know why.
I disagree. I personally disagree because it's like rap music to me. Like gangster rap, right? Like, I like the hardcore parental explicit lyrics, right? But yet, when I hear it on the radio, I'll still ride to it. I'll still jam to it. But I'm like, that's not what they said,
Yeah.
But it's clean, though, because that's what they got to do, if you want that money. And you're going to close out a lot of business if you don't know how to do clean. So it's definitely a benefit.
And that really goes into the theme of this entire, how do you provide for a family? Well, you want to get paid, right?
Right. That's where clean's going to come in, right?
Like, you want to get paid.
Yeah.
So,
get paid.
there's a great quote. I read a great article. There's a really awesome comedian here named Mark Cortez. You guys, you know who Mark Cortez is?
Sounds familiar.
You should know who Mark Cortez is. So, he's a local comedian, an amazing headliner, been around a long time.
Okay.
He does does theaters.
Mark, you gotta come on now.
Mark Cortez is a legend. Well, anyways, he had a great thing. He does corporate shows, and someone asked him one time, it seems kind of like you charge a lot of money for these shows, for corporate shows, and he said, you know what, you're not paying me for the jokes. You're paying me for the time it took me to write these jokes.
Ooh.
You're paying me for the time it took me to hone the material.
Yes.
That's what you're paying me for. And I read that when I was a kid. I read that in the Arizona Republic when I was like 14.
That's huge.
I thought I just wrote
and
that
that's
myself
when I was
the other
like,
day.
well,
Damn
that's
it.
what I want to. Because that's what you want. I mean,
No,
you
yeah,
want to be funny.
Yeah.
But, you want to be able to, sell some merch.
Yeah.
You want to be able to have some, take your kids and, get some shrimp the next day.
Heck yeah.
Willie Barcena said one time, and he said, I don't care if I'm eating Taco Bell tacos tonight or if I'm eating lobster tonight. I'm eating, and it's because jokes let me eat.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So I always kind of had like that work ethic where, if I want to feed my kids, then I better write the jokes that I can make that's going to make everyone laugh that I can perform anywhere.
Oh, that makes so much sense, man.
Like what we were just talking about before this show, the show I just did on Sunday, and just keeping it clean. And, that was the expectation, hit my marker, 15 minutes, 15 to 20. I did like 18 or something like that. But they wanted clean. And I surprisingly didn't say one swear word. But I did what was requested of me. So
that's what they
rather
remember.
than being shut down and, okay, we're not bringing him back because he can't even follow a basic
Exactly.
rule.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's so important.
Yeah.
The whole thing is, you go in, you tell your jokes, you get paid, and then you go.
Right.
Yep.
If you want to have a drink, whatever, fine, have a drink. But that really is the extent of what it should be. You should be going in there, doing your time, get paid, say thank you, and go.
Yep, man, and that's a lot of good advice right there, dude. And to find your voice in comedy, you hit it right on the head, man. You have to know who you're speaking to, right? You have to figure that out. What type of comic? You said what type of comic, and that includes, man. I saw somebody the other day. I don't know if you know Saskia, but I've been seeing her set for a long time. And I saw it in a different light the last time, and all she did was, she created a stage persona, where it actually had a different voice, Now we're talking about finding your voice. Yeah, it could be what you're talking about, who you're speaking to, but she actually changed her voice into maybe a more neurotic, crazy type of person, and a completely different set, dude. I was like, oh my god, is this it? What did she just find her voice? You know what I mean?
It's all an evolution because your voice changes.
Yeah.
Just like as you're a person, your voice changes. Your voice is always constantly going to change.
Yeah.
The comedian you are in year 1 isn't who you are at year 5,
No
or it should be.
Truth.
Right. Should
I
grow.
have a tape. Legit, these are like my promo tapes.
That
started.
That's VHS, ladies and
We just
gentlemen.
did
For you
VHS.
kids,
Oh.
the millennials,
Like-
that is
And
VHS.
it plays on this big box called
What's
the
it called, Kev?
VCR.
Kids are Googling this shit right now. Like, what the hell is that? So,
What does VCR stand
Years
for,
before
Kev?
Netflix, years
I told my
before
grandma-
Redbox.
when I-
Video cassette recorder.
I told my grandmother when DVDs came out, she thought it was like a serious venereal disease. She's like, I DVD. I guess that's
Oh, I had that once, Mijo.
That's funny.
It's not
But
good.
no, your voice changes. It changes,
true.
and you gotta, I'm a big believer in just in knowledge in general.
Yeah.
So like I try to read everything. I try to I'm 2, 3 when they used to have newspapers. I used to read newspapers. But I mean I
Kids.
do it now. Like I'm on the internet. I'm always browsing articles. I read right and left.
Right.
I watch CNN and Fox because I want to
Right.
know all of it.
Yeah, you
Truth.
have to. You have
You
to.
got to know all of it.
Yeah.
So
Somebody's news.
and
right?
that's how your voice changes because then you voice you start having an opinion,
Yep.
and that's the route you take in your act, obviously. But just you start learning more. You get older, you mature, and that kind of transcends in the act as well.
You
Yeah.
can also adapt to your crowds too. I mean, like, what's the crowds? What's the vibe in that crowd?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and also, the other way of finding our voice is like, is do we have a message in our content? You know what I mean? Are we trying to convey something to somebody out there? And what is it? You know what I mean? For me, I did this. I do comedy, and it's always been, to speak to my family in a way. Some things that maybe I can't say now, but are funny, and they'll, laugh at it later. What about you guys? Do you have like anything that you feel that you are speaking to or doing this for?
I feel for me, I'm really still looking for my voice. I know, like you said, year one, big shift from when I first started, but I'm still reworking some of the material because to me, it's just an avenue of release. It's like a release therapy. Like I'm a one-man group in there, and I know I've got a story that others can relate to.
Yeah.
So if I can find the humor in it, that's really what it's about. Is just here's my story of my life. Hopefully you find it funny. So because there's a lot of trauma in there, but it's not about. I'm not trying to make you leave unhappy or miserable or feel all sad for me.
Right.
No, it's not about that. Let's laugh because I know I'm not the only one that's went through this.
Dude, and most of us, like, we start wanting to talk about our experiences, right? Like, we don't want to be limited by, let's just talk about this one subject and that's it. It's most of the stuff that actually happens in our lives. That's where we find the funny. Right. But, to actually take a topic, or be given a topic and actually make that funny, that's where we're going to start seeing that money, right? That's where we'll start getting paid to maybe even write for shows or just anything, you know what I mean? Being able to take something and make it funny. How do you do that? How would you do that, Manny? How would you tell the audience if somebody wanted to start comedy? Like, how do you take a topic and then find the funny in it if you haven't really gone through it yet?
So it depends on what it is that you're going to be discussing.
Yeah.
Because there's some topics that are pretty relatable that you can kind of hit, and there's some topics that are touchy, like like COVID.
Yeah.
No one wants to talk about COVID. COVID's very touchy. I wasn't going to talk about it, but then it happened to me. So and then my kids got it, and I was like, oh wow. And so I guess I can talk about it now because I just got to find a way to make it relatable again. Because I'm going at it from my point of view. Because everything in my act it's very autobiographical. Right. That's my message. Because I talk about sobriety. Oh yeah. That's such an important part of my act and part of my life is my sobriety.
Yep.
So it's really important because and I'll get people that come up to me and that they're struggling or they're in sobriety.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful because. That's another thing. We're touching people's lives because we're looking for emotional reactions.
Yeah, right. Definitely.
Instant gratification.
It's instant gratification, but it's also trying to find. And this goes back are you looking for instant gratification or are you looking for something deeper?
Right.
Are you trying to tell more of a personal story? Because I do more of a personal story.
Right.
I'm talking about my divorce and how much that hurt.
Yeah.
I'm talking about being raising my kids.
Yeah.
And co-parenting and dealing with that.
Yeah.
So it's all stuff it's all human layers.
Yeah.
They're all human layers.
Yep. I agree, man. I agree. And, like we were saying, that, what are we speaking for, right? Like, that's what we're up there. And like I said earlier, it's for my family. I do have my grandma jokes. It does hurt. She's dead. But it's still fun. You know what I mean?
That's how
still
you
have
remember
fun.
them.
Yeah, that's definitely how you remember them,
especially
man.
Latino culture, man. You go to a funeral and you're like, are we at a funeral or a quinceañera? What's going on here? Because everyone's having a fun, everyone's having a good time. They're dancing and shit like that. There's, beer cans, a Bud Light, and a casket. You don't know.
If you're at a quinceañera, man, shit's going good. You know what I mean? Like, they actually have the money to throw this chick a freaking $15,000 party. But speaking of that, man, that leads us to our topic of the day, which is providing for a family, right? We were talking about that earlier, and there's different forms of that. It could be a parent to sibling situation, could be a spouse, it could be children, it could be a child that's not even living with you, and I wanted to talk about this today because as a man, we were kind of brought up in the past to believe that men are the providers, but those times have changed, man. Nowadays, women are making more than us, and some guys are having trouble dealing with that. But you got to roll with the times, man, and understand that that they have changed. You got to accept it and roll with it. But I wanted to bring this up because we have to also share. I think because of that. I think we also have to share additional responsibilities. Oh, the guy's like, fuck, why are you talking about this? Shut up.
Go scrub the toilet.
Yeah. No, but it's true, man. I mean, these responsibilities, they're always there. I think now it's just time to share. You know what I mean? But listen, there's going to be equality all the way. It's got to be on both sides, right? Like, Kev, you know, if you start cooking or whatever, like maybe moms or your girl can, you know, learn how to do the plumbing or something. You know what I mean? You like
trade-off.
Yeah, you know, Manny, like if you're doing all the cleaning in the house, you know what I mean? Maybe your lady and the kids can learn about home security, you know? And that's the big thing for me, man. Home security, like securing the home and the household, right? As a man, like do you not take that on as like your main job? Like I don't know about you guys, but I have my like little OCD thing that I do before I go to sleep. Before I can go to sleep, I check if the doors are locked. I check the cameras. You know, make sure the dog's not locked up in somebody's room where he can actually do his job. You know what I mean? I don't know about you guys. All right, I'm gonna stop on that. The dog, man, has a job. Keep it in the middle of the house. You know what I mean? Don't keep it locked up somewhere where nobody can't even hear it. Yeah, somebody else's room, and we're over here getting stabbed. The dog's sound asleep. Like
The dog's with a baby.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? We're getting robbed, motherfucker. What?
He ain't even barking.
Kev, of all people, do you have a pre-bed protocol?
I plead the fifth, man.
I'm not giving that
This
away.
is being recorded. I'm not giving that. I'm trained.
Trained professional.
I am the dog in the house.
It's classified. You can't have that information.
Of course I
ladies
do,
and
man. You know, but I mean, like comedy, or my voice has changed over time. You know, some things I've relaxed on, some things gotten a little more tighter or stiff. But yeah, I like to make sure stuff's a little safer at nighttime or whatnot.
You stop keeping the guns all loaded and
Hey, man.
cocked and ready to shoot.
Like I said, I'm the dog in the house.
He's not like. What about you, Manny? Do you have any certain things that you like to do? Do you think that maybe, I don't know, having a game plan? That's what I want to talk about. Like, do you guys have a game plan? Do you share this shit with like your family? Like for me, I thought, okay, I got boys, you know, they sleep in the opposite end of the house. Maybe we need to kind of like collaborate on like, okay, we hear this from the back door, then we all meet here, you know, get your BB gun, shoot them in the eye, and then we all meet. Like, do you guys have a game plan? Like, I just think it's important to have a game plan and everybody knows it. If you're a protector of the house, right?
It's called a rally point.
What kind of Final Destination Home Alone shit?
You live in a...
What kind of house you gotta live? You gotta trap some booby traps and spiders, and I got my kids on both sides taking point and shit. Like, damn, where do you live at? Saudi Arabia? Fucking...
I know it's not even like it's not even the ghetto. Or
I thought you lived in Apache Junction or something. The way you were talking, like son of a bitch.
I live in Avondale. It's fine.
Said, and then if this happens, we do this. Take a hard left and hide under the third.
Blue team, red team, go.
I live in a white neighborhood. I don't know what you guys.
Dude, Manny, what about the protector, man? Do you believe that the protector of the home should have to? Okay, have to be physically fit.
Dude, I don't even know. See, you know what's funny? Because like now that I've lost weight, it's like I'm smaller now, so I'm not even like in like all I have is jokes.
Yeah.
I can't even be, and that makes it because that's what women want. That women want a strong, muscular dude. You know, whoop some ass. That's what they want. They want a guy like me. You know, if I'm laying in bed with you tonight and a burglar breaks in the house, you don't want me in the living room. Okay, wait, 2 Jews, one in the bar. Like, it doesn't work out like that.
He laughing so hard he dropped the gun or the knife.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
I would always like to think, like if there was a burglar breaking the house, I would do like some cool. You ever hear that Daniel Bryan story? That someone broke a wrestler, Daniel Bryan from WWE. Like someone broke into his house and fucking he was there and he fucking did some wrestling shit.
See?
And he fucking subdued him. You know?
Well, shoot, what was Soldier Boy? You know, he like shot somebody in his house trying to rob him.
Yeah, you get in trouble with
Was
that
it
shit.
the rapper?
The rapper,
Soldier, okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear that UFC fighter, Cain Velasquez?
Yeah, he did that.
murdered
He
somebody.
killed someone.
Yeah, I
he
think a
killed
few
someone.
people. I think the baby too.
Yeah.
Man,
It's too bad it wasn't with his hand.
broke into the wrong house. That's all I'm gonna say.
I like
That's
that Dolph Lundgren story.
Not tonight, motherfucker.
You heard that Dolph Lundgren story?
No, what was that?
So like these dudes like broke into Dolph Lundgren's house, and his wife
Oh.
and daughter were there.
Oh.
And
He
they
fucked
see, and they're
them
like,
up.
"You guys better get out of this house." And they're like, "Why?" My father's Dolph Lundgren. And the fucking robbers looked around. They're like, "Holy shit!" And they fucking took off.
So that's what everybody should do. Just keep
The
a lot
word
of
is out.
Dolph Lundgren
You
shit
don't
in your
fuck with Dolph
house.
Lundgren.
That's funny.
That's
And that was
awesome.
like 2 weeks ago.
All right, Manny. So
Saw that on HBO.
wait, I know we're talking about all this family stuff, and we got into this. It was a great conversation. We just rolled into it, man. But Manny brought some stuff that we have to talk about because it's his history. He was talking about some Def Jam stuff earlier, and he's gonna show us. Manny, what do you have here? It's like a big book.
Wait. First things first. I gotta address the elephant in the room because it might not come up. It's called a photo album. Please go ahead. Man.
Photo
that's a
album.
good. That's a very good. Yeah,
Photo
good point.
album.
They don't know what that is.
So
They
kids-
just swipe.
So kids. Once upon a time, we had these things called cameras, and you would take these pictures, and then you would take the pictures to like a development place, and then like if you
Take
had
a
nude
week.
pictures, they would keep them. But that was okay. That was the trade-off. You knew that. You knew they kept those naked pictures.
Oh, you knew
Oh,
that.
they kept the good ones.
You knew they kept
They made
naked
copies
pictures.
of the good
Oh, yeah.
ones.
So
you got that one with just a thumb in it. You couldn't just look at it and inspect it and then delete it. Oh no, you just got it back.
Yeah, no, that was part of the film.
So this is what I like to. So I think this is a cool. I think every comic should have like a comedy scrapbook like this. I think it's really important.
Love it.
Because you just kind of see where you've done. Like so, this is my book. All right, this is my photo album book.
Nice.
And it's just this is like one of my first articles. How a comedian was born.
Nice.
I had like a purple and black suit. I don't know how they can.
Yo, you're good. You're good.
You're good.
Some Def Jam stuff.
Nice.
Here's the important thing though that I really want people to pay attention while I'm going through these pages. Def Jam is like Celebrity with Eddie Griffin.
Somebody came prepared.
All these years, and you know what? I'm still doing it.
Oh
No,
yeah,
he said 28 years in the game. That's freaking awesome,
it's,
man.
it's something
That's dedication right there. Because it just goes to show also, this doesn't happen overnight.
No, it
It
doesn't,
doesn't.
man.
It doesn't. You're in this
doesn't.
because you love it, man.
Yeah.
This is all
It's-
love.
it
I haven't
wasn't
even opened this
overnight, you
book.
kept
I haven't
going.
even opened this book in years.
Yeah.
I was fat as shit now. Like, but
You was
You
pretty
did
hot.
lose. How
You was
much-
pretty hot and tempting.
How much did
What?
you lose total?
I lost 85 pounds.
Damn.
85
pounds.
Congratulations,
And almost
man.
2 years of sobriety on July the 5th.
Congratulations,
Nice.
man.
Congrats, man. Hell yeah.
Thank you.
No doubt that wasn't easy. Either one of those. Either one of those.
Well, you know what's funny? The quitting alcohol was like it was time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was wrecking so much havoc.
Like body or
Body-
mentality.
well, that goes
Financial,
back to,
physical, mental.
It goes back to like going, how to raise a family and doing comedy, by
Yeah.
being professional.
Yeah.
Because like I was good on stage, but I was unprofessional off stage,
Oh.
and it was because of all my drinking. My drinking just, I was just too crazy.
Yeah.
And it was too bad because I missed out on a lot of stuff. But then that's where I'm kind of glad that I'm at where I'm at now,
Yeah.
Right.
because now I'm 2 years in sobriety, and I'm really happy with where I'm at in my writing, in my performing.
Yeah. Has it helped with it?
Oh, definitely,
Yeah.
it's definitely. It's been the best decision I've ever made by far.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's good.
So,
man.
but that's if you want to be a career in doing stand up, treat it like a career.
Yep.
Treat it like a profession.
So you can't be eating chicken wings and beer all the damn
Well,
time.
I did eat chicken wings
Damn
before I did
it.
this fucking podcast. But
I was gonna say,
What's wrong?
y'all should have seen him. He was sweating.
Oh, he was sweating
Thought they
earlier.
was habanero, the hot wings.
You thought ice was outside or something.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's time for the Jiggity Joke Session. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen. It's time. We've got 3 comedians in the house. Count them. 1, 2, 3. Now, Manny, since you are our special guest of the evening,
He's so
you
special.
get to start first, sir.
He's
All right,
special.
here we go. I have not read this.
And he likes to read. He even said that.
Does.
Doctors can hear things with their body parts, which is weird because I thought that's what a stethoscope was for. So when my doctor shoved a finger up my butt, I said, "Whoa, what are you doing?" The doctor said, "I'm listening to your gut, and it's saying you need more fiber in your diet, shit ass."
Nice.
Shit ass.
Shit ass. That's a little term they use you find on the res.
That's a new one.
It is a
I
new
think
one.
my next vanity plates, that's what I'm going to get on.
Shit
there. Shit ass.
ass.
7 letters.
Yeah.
Arizona. Shit ass.
7 days a week,
Sounds
baby.
good.
Sounds like monsoon season.
I could just instead because it's
Wet ass, actually more wet.
It's foul language, so I just have to spell it like SHYT.
There you go. Or
AZZ.
You could do- yeah.
I could get that.
You could
They
do a
could
dollar
press that
sign.
at prison. Just
dollar
wow.
sign as an S.
Do they have those on plates though? I don't know if they have dollar
Do they
signs.
still
Oh,
do
maybe
that? Do
not.
they ever really do that in prison?
I don't know. Never been.
I was wondering.
I think at one time they did. Anyway.
I'll have to ask the homies. I'll
See, I
check
just,
on
been,
that.
I just been in jail a bunch of times.
Yeah, jail's different.
I just had misdemeanors. That's all I got.
That's
I got,
it, that's it.
I'm not big, not the big
Nothing
house.
serious.
I got the
little house.
Yeah, I just got the A
dog
through
house.
D's. Yeah, I got the A through D's. Misdemeanors.
All right, let's
All
see what
right,
we got
Kev,
here.
you are up, sir.
Well, I can read through this paper, so. All right. YouTube is pissing me off lately because my daughter's always watching someone that makes her laugh really hard. I'm concerned, not as her father, but as a comic. Who the fuck is so funny?
Zero. Fuck YouTube, you motherfuckers. Oh, wait, this is on YouTube. We love YouTube. Yay.
We like YouTube.
Yay.
But as a parent, and I can definitely relate to that. That's why I run all my jokes by. My daughter even remotely smirks. I know I got something.
Yeah.
I do mine at the coffee
She's
shop.
like, you ain't funny.
Oh, yeah?
I always run my lines to the coffee shop girls.
Oh,
Really?
I always do. Because I don't have time to. I can't really do open mics and stuff. But all my stuff is so fast anyway.
Yeah.
So I just run lines to like random people.
Strangers.
Yeah.
But, like, how do you...
Well, I did it on a lift. In a lift a couple times. I've ran like my whole set. Like, hey man, how long does it stay before we're there? So
See,
I'll say,
I don't even
and I'll
use-
just run it like, hey man, check it out.
See, I don't even tell them. I don't. I just do it because
You-
like that's
That's
so
good.
It's
You
conversation.
disguise it? You disguise it into the conversation?
I disguise my
What
stuff.
the fuck?
That's dope.
I just got
dude.
I just got a lot of my
Especially in a coffee
one-liners
house.
and stuff like that. It's disguised into conversation.
That's like serial killer shit. Like, you premeditated the conversation.
I wake up at 4:09 every morning. I wake up at 4:09 every morning, and that's the first thing I do is I go into the notebook, and I think about what I was thinking about the night before, and I just write it down. Like I go through notebooks,
Damn.
and
dope.
I date too. So
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, people
March
think I'm crazy.
22nd, March 23rd.
Yeah. Nice.
I try to keep. I have like 15, 20.
Dang.
Notebooks in the house. I got all kinds of tapes and.
Damn.
Now, would you say some of it's journaling or some of it's just pure comedy?
No, it's just right. It's just.
Just-
I
or just
write.
writing.
Yeah, it's just writing.
Just
No
writing.
doodle.
But like
Doodling.
I write because I'll write the same set list over and over again because I'll probably want to like put different stuff somewhere and then
Right.
like maybe this is a fun word, so I'll just write the same
Okay. Okay.
like that, and then I'll write new stuff in there on the opposite pages. So,
Oh, yeah?
yeah. And then when I do shows, then I'll have my set list,
Yeah.
and then underneath that I'll left space where I can write notes and stuff like that.
What the... You're writing notes on stage?
No, when I get off stage,
Oh, afterwards?
because because I record.
Damn.
I audio record my sets.
Always.
So when I get off stage and I'm driving home like from JP's,
Yeah.
like I just plug in my phone and I just listen to my set on the way home.
Dang. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I do that. All right, who's it? My turn?
You.
All right, my turn. I've recently been seeing a bunch of TikTok videos on vibrating panties. So now I'm searching the internet for sucking boxers.
That sound pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I want to get that on Amazon.
Sucking boxes.
They wick the sweat off your balls.
He's sucking the front or the back.
Both. Those are the maximum boxes. All right,
moving
Manny.
on.
You are up, sir.
All right, here we go. My lady came up to me last night feeling all freaky. She wanted me to shower with her and then we could role play. Then she opened up her legs, pissed on me and said, Call me R. Kelly.
Nice.
Damn, girl.
That's a good one.
Dang, she freaky. She freaky.
Lord.
All right, Kev,
Damn,
you're
baby.
up.
I always thought you looked good in yellow, but not me.
You ever done that?
No.
You're a piano girl?
No, not on purpose.
I had a girl ask me. She asked me to do it, and I was like, "You want me to do?" I thought she was playing around, and she's like, "No, for real." And I was on the couch. And she was on the other side of the couch. And I'm like, "You want me to do it now?" And like, because I didn't know. And
It was a couch.
she
Like, what? Yeah.
I mean, it was tile floors, but
Easy for cleanup.
so I'm like, for real? And I mean, we were drinking and stuff like that. It wasn't like we were fucking watching, sitting watching like beaches and shit. we were, so she's like, so I'm like, oh, and it was weird. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, all right. And like, you ever go to the fair? Remember you go to the fair? Remember the clown with the water bottle? You go,
Oh yeah.
like that. That's what it was like.
Squirt
I
in
was
his
like, I
mouth.
was shooting,
Yeah.
and I was like, this is so fucking weird.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Piss
We
in
went
his
out for 9
mouth.
months, but still, like,
That was date one.
that was the first night. Yeah.
It was at the carnival. What?
Oh, that's awesome.
They call me First Night Manny.
Nice.
Drip, drip, drip. That's great. I love it.
Your turn, I think.
We're gonna take that story out, by the way.
All right.
She gets so mad. I can't believe. I don't think she'd be watching this thing anyway.
When I'm old and retired from... Oh, shit. All right. What was her name again? Just kidding. When I'm old and retired from sex, I will retire my dick with dignity. No big party. It will be gone quickly. Like Larry Fitzgerald. I'll put out a tweet after a couple of weeks. Hashtag living my best life. Hashtag no regrets. Hashtag Larry legend. My dick's name happens to be Larry.
Yeah. Larry Fitzgerald. That's a pretty good dick name.
The great one.
One of the greats.
One of the greats.
One of the greats of all time. All right. My turn? Yeah? Yeah. All right. Will Smith and Johnny Depp
That's a great follow-up.
walk into a bar. Correction. It was marriage counseling. Wah, wah.
Oh, missed the punch.
All right.
In a relationship.
Shitty counseling. Sorry.
Wait, is it?
No, I said it must have been shitty counseling.
It was.
That's how it
Shitty
finished.
counseling.
Shitty counseling. haha.
Ba-dum-ks.
In a relationship, tracking each other's phone location can be stupid because one person is always trying to one-up the other.
Yeah.
When I found out I was being tracked, I put my Fitbit on my penis and I left it inside her. Now when she's not home, I can see how much energy she's putting out down there and react appropriately.
Wow.
Nice. Dang, a Fitbit fit up inside of there?
A
That's
few miles
kinda- That's deep.
All right.
You're up, Kev.
Women say they want a man to tell them what to do, like 50 Shades. Problem is, many women have that man now. Babe, let me borrow the car. Hun, loan me some gas money. Babe, here's some chlamydia.
Yeah, enjoy that, STD, girl.
You ever do that?
What's that? Give a
Just
chick
give a girl
chlamydia?
I've
So I was
gotten
peeing
it.
on this girl one time, right?
Ever left the party burning?
Oh, that's funny. All right, my turn? Yeah? All right. Driving with my 5-year-old son in the back seat, a female panhandler came to my window for change, topless. My son gasped, "Daddy, she's naked." I said, "No, son, she's topless." "What's the difference, Daddy?" I told him, "Usually the 2-drink minimum."
That's good. I think
Yeah.
it was pretty good.
Nice.
That happened.
Nice.
I
That
know.
happened.
I know.
That happened.
Must have been in Avondale.
Nice.
Broadway and 24th Street, I was taking me to daycare, and she just fucking came up, just topless. I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" I was at the light and I was like just waiting for it to turn green. And I'm like, yeah, Daddy, she's naked. I'm like, man, she's topless technically.
I like that punch. Like usually the 2 drink minimum.
Usually 2 drink minimum.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I said, what was I said, I'd done that joke like 3 or 4 different times, and it was like, what's the difference? The cover charge,
yeah,
the 2 drink minimum.
I like the 2.
Usually the head of security. I don't know why I said head of security. I'm like, I had like a 3, but I'm like 2 drink minimum works though.
I like that one. I like that one. So, all right, Manny, your turn, sir.
So, I'm just getting older. That's what I'm realizing. I was getting a coffee, and the girl was the barista girl. I was just getting like a mocha or whatever, and she would you like some drizzle on chocolate drizzle? And I heard drizzle. And I'm a comedian. I looked at her, and I was all like, drizzle. For shizzle. Now, you laugh. There was an awkward pause. She was just looking at me like,
what did you just say?
Snoop, my dad. I'm like, oh, my dad. Dude, I grabbed my yellow Sony Walkman and left. I was so mad. I'm getting older.
Yeah,
I remember, because how old are you, Kevin?
43.
Okay, so you probably, all right, I remember when I was a kid, remember Southwest Air? Used to have the Shamu. Used to have a Shamu plane. Used to go to San Diego. Remember that one? I was cool. I missed that plane.
Never been on that plane.
That was cool. Well, it was cool until they started eating the trainers and shit. I mean, you could probably have the plane with the Shamu, but you'd have to have like a leg hanging out the fucking cockpit and shit.
Yellow Walkmans, I'll tell you that.
Nice. Good job, man. Well, Manny, thank you for being here, man. Thank you for being a guest and adding to the funny, dude. Right now, is there any shows that you like to promote?
I got a lot.
Actually, no. But before we do that, you've got a guest. We've got a little game going on.
Oh, okay.
So, from all the jokes you just told right now, you have to guess who wrote each joke. So, for joke number 1, who do you think wrote it?
Doctor Body Parts, finger up the butt, that's Don.
Yeah! Bing, 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 bing.
That's Don Dario every time. Freaky and R. Kelly, that's Kevin.
Oh,
hey.
Nice. Killing it. He studied.
He's coming for him. He wants that.
The last one is a little tricky, but that's going to be Dario's.
Which one is it again?
The last one, in a relationship, tracking each other's phone.
Oh, yes. You got it. Ding,
3
ding, ding,
for
ding,
3.
ding. Dang.
That's
Kill
only
it.
happened 3
That's
times,
what,
I think.
3 times
Maybe
now?
2, 3.
I think it's 3 times. You're the 3rd contestant to place 100. Good job,
Good
man.
job, man.
He's been studying. He's been
good.
studying.
I
Dude,
watch all the show. I watch
See,
them.
because he watched.
he
He studied.
watches. Like,
Watch
y'all need to
The
watch.
Dumb Podcast.
Share.
Share it.
Post, follow.
And come to Aguila's Hidaway. There's 3 locations, but only one has a lighthouse.
That's right, baby.
Bam! Did his homework.
Manny, thank you for being here, man, and adding to the funny. Do you have any shows that you want to promote?
Yes.
Social media, websites, stuff like that?
I got my website, MannyHernandezComedy.com.
Boom.
So that's the main website right there. But I have Manny Hernandez Comedy is also the Instagram as well. And then but yeah, I got a lot of shows coming up because when is this gonna air?
Probably next week. I'm moving, so it'll take a little.
So like
bit.
what I'm gonna be in JP's Comedy Club. I'm doing a clean comedy show there on the 21st. But then I'm at Inn in the Mountain Gods in New Mexico on Thursday, the 26th of May.
Nice.
June, I'll be at JP's Comedy Club, and I'll also be at Cliff Castle Casino on the 16th of June.
Yep.
July, I'll be at the Tap Room with Rose Verduga, and I'm doing a bunch. I just got like a bunch, like the whole summer is
Nice,
from now into, and then I'm doing clean comedy for Randy Hauser at the Oasis. That's gonna be August the 6th. So I got like a whole summer tour going on right now. It's just like a summer of Manny right now.
Heck yeah.
So
That's
thank
right.
you guys.
That's
Yeah,
what
Thank
man.
you guys for having me. Because I get nervous.
What?
I get nervous about doing stuff like that.
I know you told
Because
me.
when I'm
I
on
like that.
stage, I'm on stage, and I'm on stage.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I'm here, I'm like, hey.
No, you did great, dude.
You did great.
You did awesome.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
bringing
for
some
being here.
history too, man.
Heck
Thank
yeah,
you.
some
Appreciate
great
that.
history.
There's a lot of
dude.
history. Like
Yeah.
when I started comedy,
Bringing
dude, there was
tools.
16 of us.
Yeah,
There was
I heard
16
back in the
of
day.
us when I started in '94.
Really?
And
Yeah,
and
it's
we
all-
all supported each other, and we
Not
looked
all
out
this
for each
hate.
other.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's another part about being professional too. If you're gonna be professional, it doesn't help to tear people down.
Exactly.
Because you don't know where people are gonna be in 5
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Facts.
There's a great. I'll show you a good. I'll wrap it up with this little thing if you got a minute. There's a really good picture in here. I'm going to show you. I was doing a movie, and I was an extra, and I was just shooting a couple nights, and I had one scene with a guy, and it was this movie called Take Me Home Tonight.
Yeah.
Right? And it had Topher Grace and Anna Faris.
Nice.
I really wanted to be I wanted to be cool with Topher because Topher had just, that 70s show.
Nice.
And Spider-Man 3 had just come out that summer.
And you were an extra in it?
And he was shooting this movie here in the Valley. And right, so this is the picture of me and Topher on the set of that movie. The reason I say so important about who you know and be nice to everyone.
Oh.
You know who's taking this picture? I don't know if
put
you
it
can,
closer to the. There you go. There you go.
If you can't tell, but you know who's taking this picture?
Put it down because it's like it's shining the light. Change the angle right there. Change the angle.
Like down or up?
Yeah, but go up.
Just put it right
and
in
then
the
point
camera.
it down. There you go.
Yeah, just throw it right
point it down. There
Bam,
you go.
there it is.
Nice.
Look at that.
So, the reason I'm saying be nice to everybody, you know who's taking this picture?
Who?
Chris Pratt.
What?
Brad took that picture.
Star-Lord, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah,
is
aren't they
taking
like
this
best
picture
friends or something?
Because he's in this movie.
Is that you?
And my scene, this is me. This is me with Topher Grace.
Me? Is that you on the left?
He's fat
this is
as
me
fuck.
and
Topher.
Sorry.
So it's me and Topher.
Breaking him down,
but
see?
my
Two
point is,
more
though,
years.
but here's my point.
Yeah.
I'm working with Chris Pratt for 2 days.
Right.
And no one knows who Chris. This is where he
Before.
meets. This is where he meets Anna Faris, his wife.
His wife.
And he gets the show.
What?
So me and him are working 2 nights, and we're talking about comedy because other people on that movie on that set had worked with me on The Kingdom. So
Nice.
people were talking about comedy. When's your next show?
Yeah.
Chris is asking me about comedy, right? I'm
Yeah.
like, well, like how you guys ask
Right.
me, comedy. Well,
Yeah.
be yourself. Da da da.
Yeah.
2 days. 2 days.
Nice. Heck yeah.
When he takes this picture for me with Topher, right? He gives me his fucking information. He gives me his phone number. He gives me his email address. Chris Pratt.
Dang.
He's like, hey, when you're in Los Angeles, let me know. We'll go hang out.
What? Let's do the podcast.
I'm like, okay, great, no problem. I walk off the set. I'm like, who's Chris Pratt? I throw the paper away.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Because I'm like, who's Chris Pratt?
Right.
It's a no,
Who is
he thinks
that?
of him as a nobody, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
when you see the paper later, right? Not right at that night. You didn't throw it away, right?
No, I
No,
threw
he
it
You
away.
threw it away that night. He said, "No, I threw it that
Who's
night." I thought maybe it was laying in papers. You just kind of.
But that's my point.
But
No,
right,
that's
Is
true.
you need to treat everyone with respect.
Right. You
Because,
never know.
you don't ever know.
You know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
You don't know. And,
don't
wherever people are in the food chain of stuff, they're not going to be there forever.
And they might
Yeah.
remember you. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I remember this one dude I
Yeah.
used to work with. What was his name? Oh, got it. Boom. Call him up.
This is good too, man, because we're gonna be having an
stuff.
episode on that, on the difference between competition versus kind of degrading other people, and there's a difference.
You
big
should always
difference.
want to work on just getting better.
On yourself.
I'm not trying to be in competition. I'm up at 4
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning working on my jokes.
Compete
I don't
against
care.
myself.
I don't care what so and so's jokes are doing.
Right.
I
Competing against
appreciate
myself.
so and so's jokes. I would rather follow someone funnier than me.
Yeah.
I would rather have someone follow
Right.
because you know what it is. It's people get like I don't want to follow that person. You take the energy, you acknowledge.
Yeah.
And then you make it your own, and then you do your thing. You take
Right.
the same energy and you just transition it into your own.
Yeah.
And it's the easiest when they're already right here.
Yeah.
If you don't have, that's why the feature spot is the easiest spot.
Yeah.
Because the opener has you're the cold opener, and most audience members are gonna be like, whatever. So they're already gonna like you better than the opener.
Yeah.
And the headliner has the toughest spot because he's got to do 45 to an hour, and he's got to do checks at the
One
end.
more time.
So you've got that 30-minute cushion where you're just floating just off the energy of the room.
Dang.
Right.
And so that's why, I did a show. I was at the Ice House, and Robert Townsend came in with one of the weigh-ins. I think it was Sean or Marlon.
Damn.
And so I was going on at the end at the Ice House. They walked in. I'm like, okay, so am I bumped? They're like, no, you're still going on the end. They're gonna go before you.
Oh.
I said, great, no problem. They went up before me. I was like, great. Audience was like,
Right, because they're already hyped.
like that.
Hyped.
And then I went up on stage. I'm like, oh, man, keep it going for it. Oh, Robert Townsend was here. Holy shit. Oh, my God. That's amazing. That's
Right.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, that's amazing. You never know. And then you take the energy and
Follow
you
them.
just ease them right into you.
Nice.
I like that.
You
I
rode
like
it.
that. Rather than
Nice.
stressing out about it or nothing.
I would rather have someone be
Just
funnier
rode
than me.
you rode the wave.
Just
I
ride it.
like that. That's
Just ride it.
great, man.
Don't be intimidated by someone. Because you know what?
That's
It's
well
not
said.
a team sport.
No, it's not.
No, that's
It's
why we're
not
up there
a team
by
sport.
ourselves.
You're there by
We're
yourself.
there by ourselves on that stage.
You know, people can be.
I like that, man.
Yeah.
Here's a funny one that I saw when I saw this. I was at the Comedy Store, and it was like a Tuesday night, and Dice is on stage, and it was like 11 o'clock.
God damn.
But Dice is working.
Crush.
He's working. There's like 25 people in the audience. It's like, and so he's working. He's doing his thing. He's doing his thing.
When is this? The 90s?
This is late.
2000?
No, this is like 2000s.
Okay.
This is 2000s. And so, because I was just doing a show down the street at the Laugh Factory, and then usually they're right next to each other.
You just bounce back.
You just
Bar
bounce
hop,
back and forth.
Yeah.
Club hop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dice is on stage. He's doing his thing. He gets off stage. Everyone's going crazy in the room because it's Dice. A kid goes on after him. You're like, well, how the fuck is a kid gonna follow Dice?
Brave.
Well, so I'm like, let's watch. Guy goes up on stage, takes the energy. He's like, hey, keep it going for Dice. Oh my God, you never know who's gonna be here at the Comedy Store, man. When you see Dice here, you know what it reminds me of? It's like when you go to the La Brea Tar Pits and you see the Willie Mammoth still trying to live. Dice is still in the room.
That's awesome.
But he took the energy and he made it his, and he transitioned into his shit.
There you go. That's awesome.
And that's fucking Dice, and that was a kid.
Right.
Nice. We thank you for all your support here at the Dumb Podcast. Now, we want to hear from you. So if you have any jokes you want to hear on air, send them to us, and we'll make sure you're on the next episode. Also, if you just like to say hi or give us your feedback, we'd love to hear it. You can reach us by email at thedumpodcast@gmail.com. That's TheDumpodcast@gmail.com. Or by phone at 602-935-7307. You've got 3 minutes. Now let's hear it. This episode is brought to you by Aguila's Hidaway Lighthouse. It is an American pub and grub where the drinks are offered in a low-key hangout environment with sports on all the TVs, pool tables, karaoke, and comedy performances. Y'all got to check this place out, man.
Yeah.
Aguila's Hidaway Lighthouse. It is on the corner of El Mirage and Indian School Road in Avondale, Arizona. That's great, man. That's great, dude. That's awesome, man. Kev, do you have any shows or anything that you like to promote right now?
I do, real quick, and my bad, I'm not as professional as my man here, but I'm learning, I'm growing. Manny's got his all memorized. I'm still working on them, and they're only 2. That just says I haven't eaten enough crayons. Y'all know I'm a Marine, so bear with me. All right. I got one coming up, JP's Comedy Club. That's going to be alive. It's called The Bombing Run. It's a little TV show they're doing out there. That's going to be May 15th. And then I also got on May 17th at Margaritas downtown in Mesa. So come check me out. Love to see y'all support. Also, for furthermore, go to KevTheAllstar.com.
That's right, KevTheAllstar.com, man. And got a little puppy over there. He's cute. I have one show in June coming up. June 17th is going to be at the Horny Toad in Glendale at 9 p.m. You can find the link at DonDarioComedy.com or just check my social media. I'll be posting that show pretty soon. Again, thank you guys for watching, subscribing, tell your friends, stay safe, and have fun in life, folks.
All right, y'all. Hey, and remember to live to laugh and laugh to live, because without laughter, what's the point, y'all?
That's right. Peace.